everyone, welcome to F1 Championship Edition. We are at the Hungarian Grand Prix, just about to start qualifying 1. So here we go, let's just advance the time a little bit there and head out onto the circuit. Giancarlo Fisichella currently on pole position with a 1:16.8. Remember, these times don't really count for anything at the moment. It's just the time to get you out of Q1. Monteiro on the bubble, 1:19.1. Should be able to get through that quite easily. Through turn 3 to the blind turns 4 and 5. Could have pushed that a little bit harder, but not to worry. Oh, a little wide. You can handle it. Sort of messed up the S's here. Gotta make sure you're on the right line to carry all the momentum and speed through there. Running slightly wide. Been a bit of an awful lap so far. But remember, this is only Q1. Front end wanting to push wide there. Nice late apex. We'll drive out the corner and we go 9th with a 17.8. And we get some traffic in front of us, so we're going to back out of that one. I think that would be enough to get us through. Let's see if it did.
We'll continue.
There we go, a 9th place finish. Currently out of qualifying is Monteiro, Takuma Sato, Scott Speed, Christian Albers, Yuji Ide and Vitantonio Liuzzi. And now we head into Q2.
With session 1 complete, the numbers are culled from 22 to 16. This session will determine the
let's go. 16.7 from Fisichella. Rosberg currently on the bubble on an 18.2. He was 17.8 in that last run, so let's see if we can do a little better than that. Since we messed up a majority of the lap. And slightly wide, that's going to put you offline for turn 3, but that worked out quite alright. Slightly wide in there, but we got away with that one. Back over to the left hand side for this fast corner. Just a little lift on the throttle. Bring it over to the right hand side. Try and minimise some of that understeer. Carl likes to push on through there and here as well. Get a late apex. Drive it out the corner. Cross the line. It's a 16.8. We go 2nd with that one. That's a good lap from us. So let's see who got knocked out of that.
Continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
Nico Rosberg, Nick Heidfeld, Christian Klein, David Coulthard, Mark Webber and Jacques Villeneuve are the last ones to fall out of qualifying. And now it's time for Q3. This is the one where, if you haven't seen it before, you have to carry the fuel that you're going to start the race with.
Will determine the order of the top 10 for tomorrow's race. This is the
around for the fuel burn phase, and then you come in towards the end of the session, put on a fresh set of tyres and go out. There we go, we got to select the race fuel.
Are all out on hot laps as I speak. Results should be coming in thick and fast throughout
I'm
the
going to stay with 3 laps of fuel. Gives us a chance to fight back if we do spin off or something. Here we go, an 18.1 there from Fisichella. Remember, this is race fuel. So the lap times should, in theory, be slower, and they are, since Fisichella is on pole on an 18.1. That would have knocked him out of Q2. A lot of understeer. A lot of these corners lead into the next one, so you got to make sure that you're on the right line, carrying the maximum speed. It's not like you have time to recover from a mistake. As you see with this section here, if you get one of these wrong, you're going to get them all wrong. Run slightly wide. Run slightly wide again. Run slightly wide again. Let's have another go at that. Tyres are obviously giving up a little bit towards the end of the lap. Oh, actually that wasn't too bad of a lap, and I backed off at the end. There's the out of turn 1. Into turn 2. Remember that section changed for 2003 to promote overtaking.
I'm fairly certain he'll be feeling some disappointment with that lap.
Not quite sure it's done so. I mean, it's given us a bit more overtaking, but not much. Into this chicane, which is also different. Changed, I believe, in 2009. Maybe they changed that one. And this corner was also changed in 2003. It used to be a brilliant sort of fast chicane thing there, again to promote overtaking. That one definitely hasn't worked. I think they said it was on safety grounds as well, because there was a pretty big curb that he ran over, and that's a 17.4 with race fuel, which is quite impressive. 3/10 faster than Michael Schumacher, but we're going to end it there. See where we've gotten to on the grid.
So there we have it.
There we go, pole position.
Looks like this.
Pole position with Michael Schumacher alongside me, Montoya in third, Fisichella down to fourth. So all of that good promise throughout the session pretty much faded away. Massa in fifth, Alonso 6th, Barrichello 7th, Trulli 8th, Button 9th, Ralf Schumacher 10th, and there we go. Fastest lap of the session was Fisichella's 16.4. I believe that was in Q2. There's the rest of the grid. And we're going to head into the race session shortly, so I will be back after Martin Brundle talks you through.
Welcome to the Hungaroring in Budapest for this year's Hungarian Grand Prix. In 1986, the Hungarian Grand Prix made history when it was the first F1 race to be run behind the Iron Curtain. Characterised by its dusty and slippery surface, the Hungaroring has the tightest layout on the Formula 1 calendar, that is apart from Monaco. Overtaking here is very difficult, so a good qualification is absolutely crucial. Pretty much perfect weather conditions for racing here today, so we should see some very competitive lap times during this race. You have pole.
And here we go. We're starting this race on pole position. We're looking back at Montoya, who's already aimed towards Michael Schumacher. And away we go. Good start from us. Montoya moves across the track and blocks Fisichella. And does so. Montoya moves into the third place.
The field is tightly packed as they head towards the first corner.
Oh, a little bit of contact there between the Ferrari and Fisichella. Fisichella looks like he's falling backwards. I've got to pay attention now because we're being attacked by Schumacher. Got a much better run at that corner than he did. Again, this is all about the traction out the corners. This is usually a front limited circuit. due to all of the corners in close proximity to each other, so they do tend to overheat a lot. This week has been a pretty big week in terms of Formula 1, in real life that is, given the fact that we've had quite a few car launches going on. We've had the new Force India being shown, the new Ferrari, the new McLaren and the new Sauber. All being displayed whilst I was at work, so I didn't really get to take a closer look at most of them. The Ferrari practically just looks like last year's car, but with a different nose on it. The Sauber is the most different, I think, in terms of colour scheme. I don't know if they're trying to go with a slightly updated Benetton scheme from '94. Or if they're going with a GP2 style look, but I don't know, not quite sure I like it that much. I know a lot of people have been moaning about the McLaren, and there's not enough white and red on it, given the fact that white and red was the colours of Marlboro, the cigarette sponsors, which no longer sponsor the car, so they wouldn't be able to paint the car that colour, but yeah. I mean, one detail I saw was the red that you see on the car that I'm driving now, that goes up onto the wing mirrors as we set the fastest lap of the race. Don't really know if I like that very much. McLaren with red wing mirrors, nah, I didn't really like the look of that one. Force India didn't look too bad. I'll wait to see what some of the other cars come out with. What are your thoughts on the new cars that have been shown over the past week? Running wide slightly, but we're doing alright. 2.1 seconds from Schumacher. We're not putting away from him as much as I was rather hoping. But we do have a pit stop, so we might be able to put out a gap now. We attack the pit lane. Don't run too wide, otherwise you're going to hit that barrier. We slow down. We pull into the pit box. We've got the tyres. Schumacher pits as well. Damn, a little slow with that tyre. Away we go.
Lap 4 of this Grand Prix. Alonso leads. That's a jump of 3 places. In second, it's Trulli. Rosberg is in 3rd place. He's moved up from 8th. You're in 4th.
Oh dear.
Schumacher 5th.
Oh wow, I actually got out of that alive.
He slipped from 3rd.
I got out of that alive, but Albers is trying to attack the pair of us.
This is Ralf Schumacher.
Doesn't quite do it. I was so shocked. I was looking at Takuma Sato. I nearly crashed into him. So from what James Allen was saying, I believe Alonso leads, Trulli in 2nd, Rosberg in 3rd, I'm in 4th. The 2 ahead haven't stopped. Sato and Albers are the next cars behind, followed by Montoya. So Montoya has leapfrogged Michael Schumacher in the pit stops. Which is good news. Well, not good news for me, because I'm trying to... Well, yeah, it is good news for us, actually. We need to get in the Constructors' battle. At the front 3 pit. We regain the lead.
Monitors indicate yellow flags in sectors 2 and 3. Be mindful there
Right, okay, we've got a car off in the final couple of corners. As I believe that's a Williams. I guess we'll find out at the end of the race. Gap is 4.1 seconds, so in the pit stop phase we gained 2 seconds. I can only guess that Schumi was held up in that stop, which I thought I was going to after I left the left rear on too long, but apparently not. That's interesting, no oil down on the racetrack. I don't know if that was what used to happen on 2005 when you used to have a random rear wing failure on some cars where they just drive down the track and the wing would go flying into the air.
We're on lap 6.
2 laps to go.
You now lead the race. Montoya is second. Michael Schumacher third. Fourth is Alonso.
McLaren 1-2.
Fifth. He slipped down from fourth. Massa sixth. Barrichello is seventh. And Button eighth.
Which is exactly what we needed for the championship. We need to start gaining on Renault and Ferrari. Looks like looks like Ferrari could have the edge on that one. In terms of their private battle going on. And on to the final lap. After a disastrous German Grand Prix. Actually, I'm going to save that line till a little bit later, until I cross the line and take the flag, because we all know what happened with Monaco early on in the season, but we won't go too much more into that. See the flat out right hander, where Furman had his pretty big accident in 2003 during a free practice. Oh my god, I've done it again! It's alright, we've got enough of a lead to recover that. Thankfully. Oh dear lord, here comes Montoya. Oh my god, and now you're going to throw some oil at me as well. Thank you, game. Thank you very much. Where is it? There it is. And the power. Here we go, across the line. We do take victory in Hungary after a terrible race at the German Grand Prix last time out. We finally get it back. And there's the grid. Well, that's how we finished. Me and Montoya in first and second, Schumacher third, Alonso fourth, Fisichella fifth, so he dropped even further down. Massa 6th, Barrichello 7th, Button 8th, Trulli 9th, Heidfeld 10th.
Just outside Istanbul. With its notorious turnout.
Your retirements were Eugenie Day, Christian Albers and Mark Webber, so it was a Williams that went up.
Join us in 3 weeks' time.
That's how the Drivers' Championship looks. I'm 3 points behind Kimi Räikkönen now.
Goodbye for now.
Really not sure I'm going to be able to get within the title battle, but we'll have to see. Constructors looks like this. We're now 15 points behind Ferrari. It's doable. It's doable. And now onto your podium. Schumacher looks quite feminine in that. And there we go. The next race is the Turkish Grand Prix. That'll be fun. Favourite track of mine. So hopefully, yeah, we carry on the momentum that we gained from Hungary. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that video. Once again, thank you for your support and your comments and your likes. And when we get to the Turkish Grand Prix, I shall see you then.